welcome another episode of our live stream, My Journey to the Trinity. My name is Hussein. Happy to be with you. Happy you could be with me. Hope you're having a good day and had a good day in the house of God. You went to church. And so today I was watching a video by Sheikh Awesome about the subject of eating pork. Not necessarily just eating pork, but eating in a Christian country, and eating in America, eating in Sweden, in France, Italy, Germany, Algeria, Lebanon, all the Christian countries. And so, there's some questions, and Sheikh Awesome answered those questions. And I just want to say that when I was a Muslim, when I was a kid, I used to have a real problem. Because I didn't want to eat pork. I was so careful about eating pork. I stopped eating burritos from Taco Bell because, the tortillas and the burritos from Taco Bell have pork have a lard, which is pig fat. And then also, there was also the issue of, I used to look in Jell-O because I was told Jell-O has some kind of pig bone stuff in it, bone marrow of pigs or something in Jell-O. And and there was something else too. I bought a Baby Ruth bar, those little candy bars. And I read it, every ingredient, half of it you don't understand, biocarbonate, crazy stuff. And so I would just make sure there's no pork in it before I ate it, because I was very concerned about eating pork. Very dangerous to eat pork in Islam. And so anyway, there was this kid who had a question for Sheikh Awesome, and I just want to play the video here. Okay. I could kind of relate to it. When I watched it, I kind of relate to this kid, so.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Excuse me, Sheikh. I'm from the United States, and I still have some issues about eating halal and haram food in the United States. According to my experience when I lived there, I used to live in a state which is hard for me to find halal foods. For example, I live in Massachusetts that time, and then it's not easy for me to find halal chicken, halal beef, which is basically halal, but I don't know this beef or chicken, is it halal or not? But sometimes I'm so obsessed that I want cheeseburgers from the McDonald's. I also want steak from the restaurant. So the question is it okay for me to eat the American's cheeseburger and Burger King steak like that?
Short answer or long answer?
It's up to you.
Short answer, yes.
Okay. Alhamdulillah.
Why?
Why?
In Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter number 5, Allah tells us in the beginning that the slaughtered meat done by the Jews and the Christians is halal for us. Is America a Christian country? Yes or no? Yes. Now, second problem. I don't know. They slaughtered or not. No problem. As long as they're Christians, I say Bismillah and I eat. Evidence from the Sunnah. The Prophet ﷺ in Medina was invited by a Jewish woman, Yahudi. She said, "Come, I have prepared for you a ram, and I cooked it on fire because you like it." So the Prophet said to his companions, "Come, let's go and eat." When they went, the Prophet did not ask the woman, "Is the money halal or haram?" Because we know Jews deal with riba. But the Prophet did not ask. The Prophet did not ask, is this dhabiha, halal, or it fell from the mountains, or you found it dead? He did not ask. He simply said Bismillah and ate. So we don't know more than the Prophet ﷺ. The most important thing is that there is no cross contamination with pork. So if they fry pork or ham with halal meat, no, this is contamination. But if not, then go ahead and eat, inshallah, double cheeseburger and hold the lights.
Okay, Jazakumullah, Sheikh.
Okay. So yeah, there's your go-to man, Sheikh Hassan. And I know, Emmanuel saying that some sheikhs, no, you even look at a pig, or if you touch it, or you'll. There's a story, and in this story, they were trying to get. I don't know, but let me just look at this story up real quick, like this. It says here, okay, is it haram to touch a pig, to smell it, or even go near it? I know that it's verily haram to eat pork or anything that's derived from a pig, but what about touching something that you may possibly derive from a part of a pig? Sometimes you just can't avoid it because you didn't know. Even is it haram to use a soap bar that has some chemical that is derived from a pig? Okay, let's see what the answer is. What makes you think touching a pig is haram? Okay, yeah, and even if the subject is taken from lahm khanzir, flesh of pigs, then everything that is in contact with the flesh is contaminated by it, and hence impure and forbidden. Okay. First thing, animal is considered najis, means that the thing itself is unclean, not anything that derives from it, unless we have clear proof. Okay. All right. Okay. Because I heard that, if you bury somebody and you put pig's blood on them, that they will go to hell because of that. And because pig's blood makes you najis, because it's najis. And so there's a bunch of different ideas about this. But what's really important is McDonald's. Are Muslims allowed to eat at McDonald's? And if they want to be true to the Quran, okay, let's just look at some verses in the Quran and in the Hadith. There's a lot about this subject. Here's one. Forbidden to you are food, dead meat, blood, the flesh of swine, and that on which hath been invoked the name of other than Allah. So if they, I think you guys, that means if you're a Muslim, you're not allowed to eat Chinese food, because if they dedicated it to Buddha or Hare Krishna or something, not allowed. So now this is probably the most famous verse about not eating pork. Here's another one. Okay. إنما حرم عليكم الميتة والدم اللحم الخنزير. Okay, so it says forbidden to you is the dead thing, so you can't eat carrion or dead, something that's, like if you're walking down the street and you see a dead deer or dead cow or something, you're not allowed to eat it because it was dead. You didn't kill it, so you can't eat it. Blood, anything with blood, you're not supposed to eat the blood, and swine, or what is slaughtered in the name of any other than Allah. But if someone is compelled, now this right here, you guys, is what's interesting. It says, but if someone is compelled by necessity, neither driven by desire or exceeding immediate need, they will not be sinful. So here, it's actually telling you if you're starving to death and there's nothing but a ham sandwich or a bean and cheese burrito from Taco Bell with a lard-laden tortilla, it is you're allowed to eat pork. So به لغير الله فمن اضطر غير باع ولا عاد فلا إثم عليه. So it's kind of like saying, if it's a life and death situation, you need something to eat. It's okay to eat people. I mean, to eat pigs. So now I was kind of joking about eating people, but there are some hadiths that say that you are allowed to eat apostates. So like Emmanuel, you want an Emmanuel burrito, or an Emmanuel with side of fries sandwich. You're allowed to. You're allowed to eat apostates. There's actually a hadith that says that is you can't eat apostates. So it's not just pork you can eat. So, but it's if you're compelled by necessity. So actually, you know what? It's such a big deal. They make such a big deal about this eating pork, and yet the Quran actually says that what? If you need to, you're starving, you can eat pork. You can have a ham sandwich. And so. That's very different than, I know in my family, we were brought up not eating pork. Most Muslims, that's the only Muslim thing they do is that they don't eat pork. Like the Jews, the only Jewish thing a lot of Jews do is they don't eat pork. They eat everything else. They do everything else that their book says not to do, but they don't eat pork. Absolute, red light. And same thing with the Muslims. That's the way. A lot of them. That's the only thing that they do. They observe, and it's a very. I mean, it's disgusting. Pork is disgusting. It's nijis. Nijis means it's unclean. It's defiled, and even to touch it. I remember, when I was a kid, when I was Muslim, we had this Christian neighbor. We lived in the United States, and this girl came and her father had made a barbecue, and so she brought some of the meat for us to try, and it was beef. She said it was beef. She didn't know. She would just want us to try because it was so good, and she put it on the table for us. And no one in the house would go near that table because we thought it had become defiled. We couldn't even touch the thing to pick it up to throw it away. I mean, we were so grossed out by it, So pork is a big, big, big deal. Now with the Jews too, but even though I did see Joan Rivers eating a bacon once, but I think it was turkey bacon. But but with Muslims, it's a huge thing. And like I said, I used to read candy bars, make sure that there's no pork in it. But absolutely, the main thing that I discovered was that, the bean and cheese burritos with those flour tortillas, that they put lard in those tortillas. And I loved them, but I would never eat them because it had pork in it, very, very strict guidelines about pork, about eating pork. And so, so this guy, but there's the verse in the Quran. It says, by necessity, if you don't got nothing else to eat, go eat at Taco Bell, and it's okay, all right, let's look at another verse. Okay, this is the one. Okay, this is the one that says, if you have exceeding immediate need, it will not be sinful. So you are allowed to eat pork in Islam. So it's not as big a deal as people make it out to be. Okay, this is 6145. It says, O Prophet, I do not find in what has been revealed to me anything forbidden to eat except carrion. Carrion is something dead, running blood, something that is bleeding still, and swine, which is impure, or sinful offering in the name of Allah, like sacrifice something other than Allah. Okay. All right. Okay, this is the same one here about the carrying about. Okay, now here's a sheikh, an imam. His name is Maulana Kamruz Zaman from London. And he says this is one of the reasons why you can't eat pork. It says a pig is the most shameless animal. Okay, he says the pig is the most shameless animal on the face of the earth. It is the only animal that invites its friends to have sex with its mate. In America, most people consume pork. Many times after dance parties, they have swapping of wives, i.e., many say, you sleep with my wife, I'll sleep with your wife. If you eat pigs, then you behave like pigs. Okay. This is, and only Allah Ta'ala knows best. Okay, so this is one of the things you got to be careful, you guys. You got to be careful, you guys. This is one of the reasons why you don't eat pork. Okay, because if you eat pigs, then you behave like pigs. Okay, and pigs swap their mates. Mm-hmm. Okay, that wasn't like a Sahih Hadith. That was just some Sheikh Imam in London. Boy, I tell you, England is really turning it out, the wisdom and. But anyway, I wanted to also look at some hadiths because there's a lot of interesting hadiths. Houston, didn't the Sahaba have wife swapping until? You know what? There is a verse in the Quran. There is a verse in the Quran about wife swapping. There's a point in which Allah said to Muhammad, no more, you can't exchange. The word in Arabic is beddil. Beddil. And that word beddil means to exchange. And Allah said, okay, from now on, no more exchanging wives. So does that mean that there was exchanging of wives before that? And let me just see if I can find that verse for you. Very interesting verse. It was told to Muhammad, okay, from now on, no more, no more, you can't marry no more girls and stuff like that. And one specific part of that was إلى من ظلم ثم بدل حسنة. Okay, let me see. Okay. It doesn't have the word that I'm looking for here. تبدل. Let me see if it تبدل. يوم تبدل الأرض. Okay. Okay, this is the verse in okay, in the word in the Arabic, it's going to be really nice in the English here. Let me show it to you about exchanging wives in the Quran. This is in the Quran. Okay, so Surah Al-Ahzab. Okay, chapter 33, verse 52. It is not lawful for you, Prophet, to marry more women after this. So no more women, Muhammad. Nor can you replace any of your present wives with another. What the heck? Help me, somebody. Nor can you replace any wives. So if you see another wife, you want to exchange her for the wife you have. So you can't replace. Now, the word in Arabic, like I said, is tabaddil. Beddil. Beddil is like to trade. It's like to trade. beddil. Let's look it up. Let's look at. I'm just curious how Google translate this word. Because I know how we use it in Arabic, in conversational Arabic. I wonder if there's a fisha. Fisha is like the upper class Arabic. If there's a fisha meaning to it, let me just see. Tabaddil. Okay, excuse me here a sec. Oops. Tabaddil. Okay, tabaddil is to change, to exchange, convert, transform. Okay, so, but I know, it's the same word that's used. You can't change the words of Allah. That tabdil, there's no exchanging the words of Allah. And so this was what was said to Muhammad. It is not lawful for you, Prophet, to marry any more women after this, nor can you replace any of your present wives with another, even if their beauty may attract you, except those bond women that you own. So, like, you can still have sex with all the slave girls, but you can't get any more wives, okay? And and beautiful verse in the Quran, 33:52. Read 33, you guys. Surah Al-Ahzab. There's stuff in there that just like, what? Where did this? So, okay. So, but you know what? There's also a lot of very interesting hadiths about pork. There's a lot of very interesting hadiths about pork, and I just want to look at some of them, okay? Let me just go here. Oops. Okay. Okay, Sunnah. Okay, here's Sunnah.com. I just wanted to show some of these verses about pigs that are in the hadith. Okay. Okay. All right. It says here, Malik related to me from Yahya bin Sa'ad that Isa ibn Miriam, of course, it has, encountered a pig on the road. He said to it, "Go in peace." Somebody asked, "Do you say this to a pig?" Isa said, "I fear lest I accustom my tongue to evil speech." Help me, somebody, help. Okay, I'm just kind of curious how it says it in the Arabic. Okay, Isa bin Miryam, laka khanzir bil tariq, faqal lahu infidh bisalam, go in peace. Faqil lahu, taqul hadha la khanzir, you tell a pig, peace be upon you. He says, akhaf in a'awud lisani lanatq bisu'. Crazy. Okay, boy, and definite proof that Isa is not Jesus. Okay, all right. It says it was narrated that the prophet said, "Whoever plays backgammon, it is as if he dipped his hand in the flesh and blood of a pig." Okay, so if you play backgammon, I don't know if some of you guys know backgammon. It's a game, I know it's not that well known anymore. It used to be, especially with older generations, it was really popular. I know that when I was a kid, you know what? I think that even when I was a kid, it had already pretty much. It was mostly a game that older people played. Okay, and let me show you. Let me show you what it looks like. It's not badminton, you guys. There's a difference between badminton and backgammon. think in America we're more used to badminton, but this is about playing backgammon, and I should show you a picture just so that you don't accidentally dip your hand in pig's blood, because that's what Muhammad said. Whoever plays backgammon, it's as if he dipped his hand in pig's blood. And so let me show you this. Hello. Okay. Okay. Oops. Okay. This is what backgammon looks like. I think some of you guys maybe know. Okay. This is like backgammon. Okay. Muhammad said if you play backgammon, it's as if you dipped your hand in the blood of a pig. Okay. So it could be, make you غمس يده في اللحم خنزير ودمه, in the meat of the pig and it. Okay. All right, the same thing here. I mean, this hadith is in there more than once. Someone who plays dice. Okay, guys. Now, backgammon is bad. It's as if you put your hand inside pig's blood. But playing dice is even worse, you guys. Look what it says in this hadith. Okay, it says, someone who plays dice for a bet is like a person who eats pig's meat. Someone who plays it without betting is like someone who washes his hands in pig's blood. So if you play dice, it's as if you ate pig. I mean, it's an equal sin to eating pork. If you do it, but don't do it for money, okay, without betting, then it's as if you just washed your hands in pig's blood. Okay, so, okay. All right. There's another one here. Okay, the messenger. Okay, let me see what this is. The Tirmidhi. Okay, it says the messenger said the Ma'idah was sent down from. Okay, this is talking about the table was sent down from the heavens with bread and meat, and they were commanded to not be deceitful with it and hide it for tomorrow. So they were deceitful with it and they hid it. So it raised up in the morning, and they were transformed into monkeys and pigs. Okay, now these is actual a transmogrification. What's the word? It's a metamorphosis. It actually uses that word in one of the hadiths, that this is a metamorphosis. These are people that, and Muhammad got this story from the Jews, that when Moses was leading to the wilderness, that God sent down manna from heaven, and they were told not to keep it until the next morning. Well, some did, and in the Bible it says what happened is that turned into worms, like turned into worms and stuff. The manna, when they kept it for the next day because God said not to. But in the Quran, it says that Allah turned them into monkeys and pigs for keeping the manna an extra day. Okay, so very serious punishment there. And then this is, of course, the most strangest, one of the most well-known hadiths. This is one of the most well-known hadiths. I mean, there's some hadiths that you never heard it in your life, but others is like they're very, very famous, and almost all Muslims know it. This is one of those. It says, the hour will not come until Isa bin Maryam comes down as a just judge. He will break the cross, kill the pig, abolish the jizya, and wealth will be so abundant that no one will accept it. Okay, now, so this is very well known. He's going to kill the pig. Now, I don't know what this means. Now, I've had some people say that kill the pig, because it does, in the Arabic, it's yuqtil al-khanzir, which means he's going to kill the pig. It doesn't It doesn't say that it's plural, even though the English is plural. Well, I've heard that the pig is actually the Antichrist. He's going to kill the Antichrist. But I don't think so. I don't think that's what this means. The Antichrist in Arabic is called El Dajjal. El Dajjal. Okay. It's here just saying that he's going to kill the pig. Now, what does that mean? And break the cross. What does that mean? Going to break the cross and kill the pig. Very, very well known. This is one of the most famous hadiths. Everybody, almost all Muslims know this hadith. It's a very famous hadith. And you know what? There's lots of Muslims I know who play cards, okay? And, but anyway, they don't know. It's like dipping your hand in pig's blood. Okay, let's look at some other ones here. Okay, Ibn Abbas reported God's messenger saying, when one of you prays without a sutra is like a curtain, like you're praying and you have like a curtain in front of you, okay, or some kind of a veil in front of you, to where there's nobody right directly in front of you, okay? It says without a sutra, so you're just praying, and then while you're praying, a donkey passes by, a pig passes by, a Jew passes by, a Magian, which is one of the Magi, that's like the Iraqis, I hate to say this, like a Kurd, or a woman cut off his prayer. So a Jew, a Kurd, a woman, a pig, or a donkey. If they walk by while you're praying, your prayer is invalidated. Okay, so you got to do it over again. Okay, and I don't know, you guys. I don't know if you can just do it over again, because it has to be at a particular time. It has to be at a particular time, and if you miss your time, then your prayer is cut off. So this is it's a donkey, a pig, a Jew, a Kurd, or a woman. Okay. If they pass in front of him at a distance of over a stone's throw. Okay. So, yeah. So, all right. That's very bad, to have a pig walk by, or a woman, or a Jew, all right. Okay, now this is kind of an interesting one. It says, people among my nation will drink wine, calling it by another name, and musical instruments will be played, and singing girls will sing for them. Allah will cause the earth to swallow them up and will turn them into monkeys and pigs. Okay, so they're going to be listening to music. You guys, people of my nation, you know what, you guys? I believe, and I may be wrong, I thought Jennifer Lopez went and did a concert in Saudi Arabia. It wasn't, maybe not Jennifer Lopez. It was one of those other real famous girl singers. And she went over there, and she got into a little bit of trouble, because, they're dressed the way they dress and everything like that. But Mohammed bin Salman, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, he's trying to liberalize Saudi Arabia. And so he's bringing in all these musical instruments and all these concerts and everything like that. And they make a ton of money over there, you guys. Like, they love going to Dubai, like Janet Jackson. And, I know that Mariah Carey went and performed once, I think, for Gaddafi. Those guys, they love, watching American singers and stuff. But Muhammad said what's going to happen to them is that the earth's going to swallow them up and will turn them into pigs and monkeys. So they're going to be both. First, I guess, judging by the way this is written, let's see how it says it in the Arabic. رؤوسهم والمعازف والمغنيات آه، يخسف الله بهم الأرض ويجعل منهم القردة والخنازير. Okay, so apparently what's going to happen first is that the earth is going to open and swallow them up, and then as they're being swallowed up or after, they're going to be turned into monkeys and pigs. So this is a punishment for listening to music, okay? There's a Hassan hadith, okay? Okay. Now here's the backgammon issue again. It says that when he heard that some people were playing backgammon, he got up in anger to forbid it in the strongest possible terms. Then he said, the one who plays in order to live on his winnings is like a person who eats pig meat and does wudu in blood. Okay, so Muhammad said that if you play backgammon and you need the money, you're gambling because to pay your bills or whatever, that it's the same as eating pork and then doing wudu in pig's blood. I mean, it's like, doing your ablution in pig's blood. So very interesting. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Lots of time it talks about Jesus coming to kill the pigs. Okay. Okay. And about what invalidates a man's prayer, if a man or a Jew or a pig or a donkey walk by. Okay. Okay, here it says, I heard Allah's apostles say in the year of the conquest of Mecca, Allah and his apostle made illegal the trade of alcohol, dead animals, pigs, and idols. The people asked, oh, Allah's apostle, what about the fat of dead animals? For it is used for greasing the boats and hides, and people use it for lights. He said, no, it is illegal. Allah's apostle, may Allah curse the Jews. For Allah made fat of animals illegal for them, and they melted the fat and sold it and ate its price. Okay, so got a jab at the Jews there. Allah cursed the Jews. So you're not allowed to use pig's meat for anything to grease the boats. Now, when I read this, I thought, grease the boats in Mecca? What do they need boats for in Mecca? It's not like they're by the coast or anything, Okay, this is Sahih al-Bukhari, okay? Okay, this is an interesting one here. It says, I heard the Prophet saying, from among my followers will be some people who will consider illegal sexual intercourse, the wearing of silk, the drinking of alcoholic, and the use of musical instruments as lawful. And there will be some people who will stay near the side of the mountain in the evening. Their shepherd will come to them and with their sheep and ask them for something. But they will say, return to us tomorrow. Allah will destroy them during the night and will let the mountain fall on them. You guys, it's like he's getting all this from the Bible. Let the mountain fall on them and transform the rest into monkeys and pigs. And they'll stay that way till Judgment Day. This got a lot of stuff about turning people into monkeys and pigs. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to show you a little bit about stuff about pork. And you know what? I think the most interesting thing is, you guys, that the Quran actually says that if somebody is very hungry and in need, it's okay to eat pork. It's okay for them. It's not a sin for them to eat pork. So it's not as big of a deal as we were taught to believe, because we were so strict about pork. That's one thing that's absolutely unbelievable that anybody does it, and we were very much against it. I remember one time, because we grew up not eating pork, and then one day, but I wanted to taste it. I just kind of had this curiosity about what does it taste like and all this. And my mom knew I wanted to, so and my mom was Catholic, and so one day she bought some ham, and then she cooked it, and then we were sitting there in front of it about to eat, and I couldn't eat it. I couldn't. I smelled it. I said, nope, I can't eat it. I mean, that thing about not eating pork is so deeply ingrained. It's such a huge part of the way Muslims think, that we're not supposed to eat pork. So anyway, so I just kind of wanted to have a little bit of fun with that, you guys. And so I don't think we don't have a very big topic tonight, but I did want to tell you guys, and I think you guys probably have heard it because it's all over the place, that Daughter of Christ and Jai Apologetics have a new channel. They have a new channel because their channel was, what's the word, terminated because they had videos and stuff like that and complaints and stuff. And people, that Muslims are making complaints about them because they got amazing programs. So anyway, they got a new channel, so they need 1,000 people to go to that channel and subscribe so that they will be able to do live streams. Okay, so they can't do live streams, so they get 1,000 people. So let me see if I can get that for you. Okay. Oh, okay. Here's the new channel. Okay, let me put it up here for you. Control. Okay, here's their new channel. So what happened is that there were some complaints. I guess there were complaints against them or something, and copyright complaints and stuff. Because quite often they play videos of different people and stuff. They play a lot of like Ali Dawah videos and stuff. And so some of them must have complained about them. And so their channel was just terminated. I don't even know what that means, terminated. I mean, that's it. There's no more channel. But here is the new channel. Please go and subscribe to it because they have to have 1,000 subscribers in order to do live streams. So we definitely want them to get back, doing their live streams. They're excellent material that they present. So, all right, you guys. For those of you who don't know, I believe I'm going to be with Adam Seeker on Thursday at 6 o'clock California time. I think that's about 9 o'clock New York time. Yeah, Jai is an amazing communicator and is such a hard worker. He really researches. He researches his material a lot, and so yeah, please go and subscribe so they can start doing live streams again. And like I said, I'm going to be with Adam Seeker on Thursday at 6 o'clock California time to talk about a book of mine about prophecy. So yeah, if you guys could be there, that would be great. Thank you guys for hanging out with us for a little while here. If you haven't done it, please do it now. Say, Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Yesur sa'idni. Yesur samahni. Yesur udkhul qalbi. He loves you, and we love you. And so I hope you have a great night. Thank you for being with us.
If you have ever wondered why dull apologists lie so much, it's because on a rare occasion that they tell the truth, this happens.
One of the reasons I accepted Islam was the scientific miracles. I'll be honest with you. And now we know that this whole scientific miracles was absolute nonsense.
That the standard narrative has holes in it. That's what I'm going to say.
Sorry, you guys.